At my boyfriend's company dinner, his friend Lila deliberately draped herself over him, her eyes locking onto mine, filled with challenge and scorn. "Elena," she said, "I've heard all about you. Your mother slept her way to the top, and you've been leeching off men since you were 18. I guess Liam is just your latest target. This might be our first time meeting, but I'm quite familiar with your plastic surgeon." The words hung in the air as she theatrically covered her mouth, feigning a slip-up. But her eyes kept darting toward Liam, her tone a nasty mix of sweet and sharp. "Oh, my bad. I forgot how sensitive people who get work done to snag a rich man can be about their little secrets. Liam, you can't blame me for being blunt." The smile on Liam's face vanished. Just moments before, he had been proudly showing me off to his colleagues, bragging about my looks and my family background. It was all about keeping up appearances for him. I looked up, sizing up the woman in front of me. The longer I looked, the more familiar she seemed. Wasn't she that influencer, famous for her cosmetic procedures, who'd been dumped by a string of wealthy benefactors? Every breakup was a public scandal. I even remembered the time one of them put her in the hospital. I handled her lawsuit personally. I could just imagine the scene if the wives of those men knew she was here. On professional instinct, I discreetly started a voice recording on my phone. For me, every dispute requires evidence. After Lila's remarks, the looks of envy directed at Liam from around the table instantly curdled into something else. A colleague quickly tried to smooth things over. "You must have her confused with someone else. Elena comes from a very good family. There's no way she's the person you're describing." But Lila just sighed with feigned helplessness. Every word she uttered meant to drag my name through the mud. "You're right. Her mother was certainly resourceful, willing to attach herself to a wealthy man for money. But I'd never want to be some heiress whose status comes from a questionable background." My stomach tightened. If she knew how fiercely protective my father was, she probably wouldn't even have a foothold left in this country. Seeing the slight change in my expression, Lila snuggled deeper into Liam's arms, putting on a frail, innocent act. "Liam, did I say something wrong? It's just my curse. I'm too honest and just say whatever comes to mind." I fought down the urge to get physical. Hurting someone would only land me in unnecessary trouble, and it wasn't worth it. In that moment of distraction, the wine glass in my hand tilted, and red wine accidentally spilled onto Lila's white evening gown. She let out a sharp shriek, her face a mask of grievance for everyone to see. "Elena, I say a few true words and you lash out like this? I have to hand it to you. You've perfected your flawless facade." Liam's face turned cold. He grabbed a wet napkin and began dabbing delicately at Lila's dress, then turned to me, his eyes blazing with anger. "Lila is always direct. She doesn't have a mean bone in her body. What's your problem? Apologize to her. Now." A chill spread through my heart. Lila maliciously slandered me with baseless rumors, and he stood by and watched. I accidentally got her dress dirty, and he flew into a rage, defending her at every turn. Lila's eyes welled up with tears as she nestled in his arms, cooing softly. "It's okay, Liam. Maybe I really did get it wrong. I was just joking." I stared at her coldly, my voice calm but with a razor's edge. "Words require proof. I'm not in the mood for jokes, and I don't appreciate malicious ones." This was as much for Lila's benefit as it was a warning to Liam not to believe baseless gossip. Liam froze, his hand slowly stopping its motion. Lila's body stiffened for a second before she switched back to her damsel in distress expression. "I'm sorry, Elena. That's just what your plastic surgeon told me. I honestly didn't verify it." I propped my chin on my hand, watching her quietly. Which hospital? Which doctor? Every word she dared to speak could become testimony in court. I thought she'd be speechless, but instead her tone grew even more confident. "Elena, even if you hadn't gotten work done, you wouldn't be ugly. You really don't need to go in for touch-ups every single month." The colleagues around us shot me looks of disdain. A female colleague sitting nearby chimed in with a sneer. "Life really isn't fair. Some people just need a little nip and tuck and a rich man to have it all. Not like me and Lila, who were born beautiful and only care